You want to have more and more sex. You don't feel satisfaction, maybe for half an hour, but then you want to go back all the time. In this video, I will try to help you to break your sex addiction. I will help you to find out if you actually have sex addiction, why you are addicted to sex, and how to solve it. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I train brains to become addiction free. I'm a recovery addict who broke addictions to all kinds of drugs, really difficult type of drugs. I went through a lot of therapies. I learned a lot about addiction, and I'm here to help you break your sex addiction. Firstly, let me mention that there is nothing wrong with having sex, okay? Sometimes you might have a high sex drive more than other people, and you might think that you're addicted. Let's consider what is addiction. Here is what addiction is based on the National Center of Addiction, okay? Addiction is a complex disease, often chronic in nature, which affects the functioning of the brain and body. Okay, which is really crazy, because I don't believe that addiction is a brain disease, because it's impossible that we have so many brain disease people in this universe. Here is what addiction really is. Any type of behavior that a person craves for a temporary pleasure, which has a negative consequences on his life, and he still cannot give up. Now ask yourself, are you really addicted to sex? Which means that, does it give you a temporary pleasure which has a negative consequence on your life? So does the sex have a negative consequence on your life? And if it does, can you give up or not? If you are unable to give up, then this is a sex addiction. So now let's try to find out why you're addicted, okay? First of all, you know that it gives you temporary pleasure. So you're looking for a pleasure, okay, in it. This is common and everybody knows this. But the thing is to think about it, why you don't have the pleasure at the first place in your life without sex. The question, more importantly, the question is that why you don't have the good feelings in your life without having sex. What is wrong with your life that you don't have the pleasure? And most importantly, what kind of suffering are you experiencing in order to escape from it and get the pleasure from sex? Now the question might seem so simple to ask yourself, what is it that bothers me? But most of the time it requires a lot of diving into yourself to really answer this question. What is it that you're escaping from? You have to find this out. This is one of the most important questions to ask when trying to break addiction. Now, to go deeper, because of this kind of pain that you're experiencing, your body started to generate defensive mechanisms. It built up when you were growing up over the time. It built up a mechanism which generated another type of personality in your life, because if you were yourself, it was so painful. So your body decided to disconnect itself from your true self and build up another type of personality, so that people started to like, so that it could cope with this pain. Okay, so you created another type of personality to show to people, and you disconnected from your real true self. You suppressed your feelings, and you showed to other people that you were happy by smiling, by fake answering that yes, I'm fine. When people ask you, how are you? You answer, I'm fine. But deep inside you know that you're not fine, and that is a problem, because you're disconnected from the true self. And if you get disconnected from yourself, you get disconnected from socially, you get disconnected. You can't relate to people anymore. Okay, you're not honest, and this is wrong. You have to start connecting to yourself. Do you know why we use the word recovery in addiction? Because recovery means the process of gaining control on something that was lost. And what was lost is your true self. You lost your true self and you lost connection to your true self. Now, there is a false self and there is a true self. You should be aware of this, because the false self is the one that was conditioned by your society, and it was made up by your self-defensive mechanism so that people could start liking you. People could see that you are strong, you don't have much feelings, you're able to handle everything, but deep inside you have suppressed your feelings and your true self. Now there is a disconnect, and the disconnect caused your addiction. So addiction is the result of not being able to connect to yourself. It's not a disease, it's not a choice. And here is a good thing. Your sex addiction actually is serving you in some ways. It has a function in your life. It's telling you that there is something behind it, what's driving your addiction, that something is wrong with you. You're not having pleasure in life without sex, and it has negative consequences now on your life. So to show you that, start reconnecting to yourself. Okay, once you become aware that you have been disconnected and you find the reason what caused your disconnect, it might be earlier in the past something happened you got some kind of pain in life, or I don't know. When you find out what is the actual cause of your disconnect, it gets so much easier to start reconnecting. So in order to reconnect to yourself, I suggest 4 steps that you have to take starting from now. Okay, the first thing you have to do is start observing your body, start observing your feelings, because I'm pretty sure that you're not even aware of what particular feeling means to you. Okay, so put more attention on your body, what it's telling you, because your body always tells you something. It's showing the way you have to live, and it's your task to find out what it's telling you. So put your attention on your body and try to really observe the feelings. And I would also recommend to put names on the feelings. The step number 2 is, I want you to tell these feelings that you're experiencing to people that you care about, and the people who care about you. Bring them up. Sometimes it might be very embarrassing that you feel something bad, but you have to talk about them. Talk to your brother, talk to your sister. Maybe you don't care, talk to other people, talk to strangers, whoever it might be. I want you to talk about it. Start expressing your feelings, because that's what's connecting us to each other. If you start expressing to your feelings, you get connected to the source. Step number 3, to reconnect to yourself and to eventually break your sex addiction, is start being in the present moment. And what does it mean is that really understanding that your true self only exists in the present moment, and realizing that in reality there is no future and there is no past. The past is your memories in the brain, what you remember now, because your true self only exists now and you're remembering the past. So what means that the life is always happening right now, and the future, when it arrives, it's actually right now when it arrives. And the time doesn't really exist too. It's a made-up thing that we measure 1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and so on. We started to measure it like 60 minutes, but this is all made up. In reality, the time does not exist. It's always now. I recommend you to read a book called Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Now, full disclosure, I don't get paid or make any profit by promoting this book. It changed my life and it will change yours too. So make sure that you read this. Step number 4 is really to go to a professional therapist if you can afford it. Okay? Going to a therapist will really, really help you in the long term to find out what's your feelings, who you really are, what's driving your addiction. And if you're gonna take only one advice from this video, please make sure to read the book, because it will really guide you how to live in the present moment. That's where life really happens. Okay, now I hope you enjoyed this video. I really hope that you will heal yourself from addiction. And the general tendency is that if you have sex addiction, most probably you have smoking addiction or alcohol addiction or social media addiction. Now, whatever you have, there is one reason what's driving it. You're running away from some kind of pain. Find it out and heal it. Reconnect to yourself. I wish you good luck. Make sure to put a like on this video and subscribe for more videos like this one. See you guys in the next video.